So welcome to Oracle Code Moscow for the last session here of DevLive. I'm your host Javed Mohammed, and I have as my guest today Sai Penamuru. So Sai, welcome.
Hi Javed. Yeah.
So where are you visiting from?
So I'm all the way coming from Bangalore.
From Bangalore?
Yes.
Was it hot? Was it hot over there?
Yeah. I'm coming from Bangalore. Is fine. It's around 40 degrees.
Okay.
But if you go to my hometown, it's 47 degrees Celsius.
Oh my God. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but I'm sure it's hot.
Very hot. Yes. Here it is 10 degrees Celsius.
My goodness. Okay. All right. So anyway, well, welcome to the cooler weather.
Yeah.
So first time in Moscow?
Yeah, first time in Moscow. Yeah.
Okay, all right. What are your impressions so far?
It's really nice people here, and very interactive. I had a very interactive session.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right. So off camera, we were just talking a little bit about your presentation. Very interesting topic. First of all, we should mention your background. You're an ACE director. You're also VP of the AIOUG.
Yes.
I almost got that right. You want to tell us a little, how did you become those?
So it's a users group in India. It's called All India Oracle Users Group, formed in 2008. Now I think you know about the Indian community. We have around 500,000 developers and DBAs. If you go to otn.oracle.com, it's like 500,000 people. So in that we have around, as of now, we have around 25,000 users, and it's like the users group is created to share the knowledge. In terms of, for example, we do annual event which is called Sangam, where we invite all the key speakers. It's something like Oracle Open World in India.
Great. Yeah, I've heard of Sangam.
Yes.
So that's held in Bangalore?
Yes. It's normally we switch between the Bangalore and Hyderabad, but actually our roadmap is to go to all the cities. But in Bangalore, Hyderabad, you'll see a lot of crowd responding to us. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you have a very exciting presentation. It's about microservices, DevOps. What was the title of it?
So it's a microservices, DevOps, and Oracle Cloud, and how to get the bright future, combining three together. So that was explaining, for example, I explained about microservices, explained about DevOps, and how to get that into Oracle Developer Cloud. Yeah.
Great. And off camera, we were actually talking, we went very quickly through your presentation, and you have some great visuals. So perhaps I'm just going to switch the mode over, and you can perhaps just kind of walk us through, what the analogy of what is microservices and where they best fit.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
take it away.
I think most of us will get a question, right? How to implement. Means basically, is this my application is fit for microservices or not? And is it like, for example, if I take any application, how do you decide and what level of microservices is required? So this particular slides provides a general definition or general overview how this microservices works. For example, you want to make a breakfast. So if you look at this slide, you'll see these are egg, milk, bread, butter, bacon. All these are inputs to for your breakfast. And what is your outcome? It's like something like toast bread, scrambled egg, and crisp bacon, and pan-fried potatoes. So compare this example with your business application. So business gives you something like to develop a community to create a new future, and it should get into production very quickly, right? And
I just want to make just one small edit for any of the viewers out there. If you're vegetarian or vegan, just drop the bacon.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and so let us see how this, how many services are coming into this particular making a breakfast. So first thing is first level of services like prepared ingredients, cook ingredients, serve ingredients. So this is one of the highest level of service. If you look at the next level, it's a cook bacon, cook eggs, toast bread, fry potatoes, right? And if you go like that, it's like the one of the example like heat pan, pour mixture, stir mixture, add pepper, add salt, remove eggs. If you just generally count, it will be around 60 services, right?
Wow! And I didn't realize making an omelette involves so many steps, or making a breakfast. But
yeah,
it's interesting you break it down to into all those processes.
Yes. So in this, now you tell me like which one go to microservices. So that's the biggest question. Even if you go to in your a real-time business application, so you need to decide which will go to the microservices, right? So for example, if you look at this particular making a breakfast heat pan. So heat pan is actually pretty much required microservices. Why? Because you need a heat pan is heating a pan. You can actually cook eggs, fry potatoes. All this stuff can be done with the heating a pan.
It's multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose, right? But when it comes to another example, toast bread, it's only toasting bread. How many times you use for toasting bread, right? So that's not a good microservice. So you decide your understand your business requirements, right? So depending on that, analyze something like this example and look at, use the fundamental rule behind the microservices reuse, increase the reuse. So yeah, this is one of the example I normally present in conferences.
All right, so great analogy. So basically, I think your point from this one is you kind of break down all the services of whatever your application is, and then some of them are suited for microservices and others
not suitable.
They're more going to be more part of the monolithic kind of structure.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one part of it. The other part of it you were talking about was for DevOps, and I think you have a good visual for that.
Yes.
You want to kind of show us that and walk us through that?
Yeah, I think most of since you guys are from developer community, it's like the definitions of DevOps. But this slide gives a little bit deeper knowledge on DevOps. If you look at the top portion, which is traditional IT development, you look at it's like more of project focused, where the project manager will create the task and it will be like more of task based. And also if you look at the roles, it's all dedicated roles, the DBA team, plenty
so
of
very hierarchical.
And it's not really business focused. But when it comes to DevOps, it's all business focused, because business gives a requirement how quickly you can get that into production, right? So you look at this one, it's like more adaptive and goal focused, and also like it's a teamwork, and also it's like always response to change. And another key thing is automation. Automation plays very important role in DevOps community, because you'll be taking the same application multiple times. You don't require to your DBAs or the other team to do this database installation. So you have all the code. You can actually call that particular code from your code itself, and you can get the application up and running in minutes, especially in on cloud environment.
And I know you had a much more simpler slide of really DevOps is again not just the tools, but it's also the culture. You want to just talk very briefly about that?
Yeah, so most of the community thinks about DevOps is something like a tool chain, basically get all the open source tools together and, you can achieve the DevOps. No, that's not correct. It's actually the balance between your technology and also culture, right? So culture needs to be changed, because most of the time there is a big gap between development and operations community, because development team is just paid for creating a new features, and operations team is paid for keeping the system stable. So that whenever something comes from development community, they really want to be tested properly so that it will not impact your production systems. Sometimes what happens, production systems will go down because of there is a change in your application, right? So how to bring this together? So there are a couple of examples that you can use. Make sure that, like one of the example is Oracle Developer Cloud, right? So it's a single portal where you can log in as an operations guy or a developer guy. You can monitor everything in a single dashboard, and you can actually create projects in minutes. Not required, because what is the challenge for creating any application? You need all the tools integrated and properly tested, right? But in Developer Cloud, you can go and create a new project in minutes. And also there are 3 options. You can create an empty project or something like a preloaded templates, where you feel that it's something is up and running, and you create everything is managed in Oracle Developer Cloud Services itself.
Great. I think you kind of that was my third question that I was going to ask you, was how do you implement DevOps and microservices in an Oracle environment? And I think you kind of already touched upon that in terms of the Oracle Developer Cloud
so I think
service.
this is the I think I didn't see from other cloud service providers, especially, but Oracle Cloud, especially on Developer Cloud. So you don't require to put your efforts on creating the environments. That's what happens in developer community, right? So what is the developer role is to create a new code, do proper code, and get that into production. But if you look at normal traditional way, they basically concentrate on most of the time on getting the environment. There are a lot of challenges to getting the environments and setting the tools, all the stuff. So here you just go and log in, and everything is up and running, and you actually concentrate on your developing the code. Yeah.
In our previous interview, we had Simon Couture from the Linux VM team, and one of the other things that he covered was, again, with VM or VMbox, as well as with Docker. Yeah. You basically provide environments which are repeatable, predictable, as you go from development to test, QA to production.
Yes, and one of the beauty is, like, since so this normally what happens if you go to any traditional way, your development is sitting on development, test, everything is sitting on one data center. But when it comes to a cloud environment, you can actually keep your infrastructure into different places, right? For example, your development is sitting in your existing data center, and your testing is sitting in your public cloud. Because most of the time, testing, why you need to put testing environment to public cloud means you need to scale in, scale up, right? Scale down. So you have a different options, but your application design is same for all the lifecycle stages.
Great.
So that way you can actually use Oracle Developer Cloud services, especially for developer. If you're a developer, start using it.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Sai. I think in a few slides, I'm a very visual person, so I love the way you've taken these very large and broad concepts from microservices and DevOps and how to actually use those in an Oracle environment.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming by, and all the best.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.